Hello, and welcome to Cosmonaut Tabletop, a new podcast from your friends here at the Cosmonaut Variety Hour. Some of you may have heard of our old show, Dungeons & Cosmonauts, where we would play Dungeons & Dragons and record it for you crazy kids to watch on our YouTube channel. Well, unfortunately, as much as I would love to finish that storyline, it's gotten more difficult as time has passed and players have moved away and whatnot. I always wanted to bring these tabletop adventures back for your listening pleasure, but it was just hard to find a format that works. So we decided to rebrand all tabletop podcasts under this new banner, and the flagship show is going to be our long-form Star Wars Edge of the Empire campaign. If any of you know me, you know I love Star Wars, and I hope to bring my love of that universe to you through this campaign. However, I'm not interested in overloading you guys with strange information or vague jargon. If you don't know a Celestin from a Twi'lek, you can still enjoy this show, as I will try to explain any of the more obscure elements as best as I can. Now this game, unlike D&D, uses a unique dice system. Instead of d20s with numbers, you'll hear us speak of dice with colors or symbols. The Edge of the Empire system can be confusing, but I will be editing out most of the technical gameplay aspects to give you guys a more immersive experience. Our goal is for you to enjoy this as a story first and as a game second. Now be warned, part of this new format means we record our sessions on Discord or Skype, with many oceans and countries separating the players and myself. In order for us to record consistently, you might experience the occasional audio hiccup or some fuzziness. I will work hard to make the show as immersive as possible despite these small issues, and I hope you guys still enjoy it regardless because this show is just a lot of fun for us to make. Now some of you may have seen our pilot episode of this campaign, which we streamed live to celebrate reaching 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. Support for the show was very good, so we'll be picking up where that session left off. This episode will start with a recap in just a few moments to get everybody caught up to speed. If you want to watch the full session, it's available on our YouTube channel, the Cosmonaut Variety Hour. I'm posting the first episode of this show on our channel to promote it, but I'm not going to be posting it there past the first one. The show is currently on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play, so pick the one that works best for you. If the demand for it is high, we can make a separate YouTube channel for this show specifically. Again, I really hope you guys enjoy this show because we put a lot of love into it, and we hope that it can be something that possibly inspires you all to play a tabletop RPG on your own. So, without further ado, let's begin. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Last time on Cosmonaut Tabletop, the crew of the Taika wanted to cross the galaxy for a plethora of crimes, seek sanctuary with a fearsome gangster, Red Warren. They call him Red Warren, and he's working for a very illustrious gang, the Lunar Fang clan. After sending our heroes on a routine mission to visit a nearby mining facility owned by Red Warren, things start to seem a little suspicious.
And you are greeted to the image of a Trandoshan dead, sitting on the toilet.
Oh my god!
I closed the door.
A droid rebellion has led to the deaths of most of the workers in the mine, led by a fearsome droid revolutionary.
Organic species have no place in this world. It is a shame you did not leave when you had the chance.
They turn around robotically, and they're now going to open fire on you.
Complications arise when their irritable astromech droid Artie tries to save them from danger.
Immediately there is rumbling, and you hear heavy cannon fire outside of this tunnel.
The crew barely escapes with their lives, with a few new friends in tow. However, their employer doesn't quite feel the same way.
You destroy my facility! I had so much money in that facility! 3 large battleships exit hyperspace right in front of your ship.
Will our heroes make it out alive? Find out on this episode of Cosmonaut Tabletop.
Welcome everybody to Star Wars Cosmonaut Edition tabletop version. This is our new show where we are going to be playing Star Wars Edge of the Empire, or, the Fantasy Flight RPG system. Not exactly Edge of the Empire, we've got a few other versions of that going on. But yeah, we're going to be playing a tabletop RPG, Star Wars style, for your guys' enjoyment. We did have an episode previously that we live streamed, and this is the first official episode. We have our, it's a much cleaner setup. It's just the audio, and we are going to pick up right where that pilot episode left off. So, we are met with our 4 heroes here. You guys were doing a job for a gangster. Now, you guys are all relatively wanted around the galaxy. You all have a price on your head, or, something like that. You were going to a gangster in Nar Shaddaa to get your bounties expunged, have your debts dealt with, and he said he would help you if you did a small job for him. However, that job went south. You were supposed to go check on some assets of his. However, due to circumstances, those assets were destroyed. He's not so happy, and he's intercepted you in space with his large battleship and a few backup ships. So, before we start, since this is technically the first episode, let's do another rundown of who your characters are and what your deal is. Who wants to go first?
All right, I can go first.
Say your name and your character's name too.
Okay, so yeah, my name is Tosh. My character is Vaughn Ryder. She's a human pilot, technically, smuggler, that thing. And she formerly was in the Imperial Academy to become a pilot, but ultimately ended up deserting, and now she's kind of just doing her thing. So she's out on her ship and ended up meeting up with these guys. So she's her whole thing is just keeping things low profile and not really doing anything to stick her neck out too far.
Cool. Okay, so, and you are wanted in the galaxy for deserting the Empire. So, who wants to go next?
I can go.
Okay, you go.
I'm playing the role of Kid. He's KX
What's
unit.
your name?
So
who are you?
K1D.
What's
Kid.
your human name?
My human name?
My name
Nelson.
is... Oh my god.
My human name is Nelson.
What's your name?
Oh, I'm Daniel.
That's Daniel.
Droids out here really named Daniel. I'm Dan, and I'm playing the role of Kid, a bounty hunter. And he is a droid, and he's also a cowboy.
Just a little brief explanation of why you're wanted in the galaxy.
Doesn't everybody just want to be wanted a little
Everybody
bit?
wants to be loved and wanted.
And he's been a bounty hunter for a while. Not a whole long time because he's pretty young. He is a kid.
But you're only 7 years old actually, so yeah.
Yeah. In his exploits, he's sort of had some issues with the code of honor as far as bounty hunters go in the at the edge of the Empire.
Yeah.
But because of those issues, he's kind of become a target himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not really associated with the actual council or whatever. You probably know more about that than I do. I just know that he messed up a rule.
Yeah, you're
bad.
You are a bounty hunter that is being hunted by bounty hunters right now because you broke a rule.
Right.
We will get into that in more detail as it arises.
But that's not like being a cop who's suddenly a murderer, because then you can't be a cop anymore. I can still be a bounty hunter. He can still be a
bounty hunter, however, he has a bounty on his head, so...
Right.
So that's basically you. You're wanted for breaking a rule, being a rule breaker. Naughty boy. Now we've got... I'm just going to pick for you. We are going to have Satch next.
Alright, my name is Satchel. I'm playing Zal. He is a Given doctor. Givens are this race of alien people. They're they look like little skeleton men with, sad boy faces. Zal's a doctor. He grew up humble origins, sort of on the streets of a city. Joined in with the gang. Things went south one day, and now he wound up in the ship with the rest of the gang.
All right, cool. So you were working in the criminal underworld as a doctor, and now you're wanted around the galaxy. And then finally, we have Sarah.
My name is Sarah. I'm playing Hayes or Hazel, depending on who you ask. She is a Maryland sniper. She was originally from sort of a wealthy family, and when they found out that she was force sensitive, they didn't take to it, so she was cast out. She had to find her own way, and she ended up surviving sort of in the underworld as a kind of a stealthy kind of show her brawn and intimidate people to survive. She has no formal association or training with the Force and thinks that the Jedi are cowards for hiding.
Yes. So, I did not explain before, and I should probably bring it up now. This is set 4 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith. 7 years. 7 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith. This is quite a bit of time before A New Hope. It's about 10 years or more before A New Hope.
Is that Star Wars?
Yes.
Okay.
And a little bit of other Star Trek and Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Shut
good.
up.
So this is set a bit of a ways before A New Hope. So right now these are the dark times, as Obi-Wan said. So Jedi are being hunted by the
And Gollum.
and yeah, actually, but I told you it's Lord of the Rings too. But yeah, the Jedi are being hunted by the Empire. The Empire is has a iron grip on the galaxy. The Rebel is just a fleeting thought right now. There are groups of people who don't like the Empire and they're rebelling against them, but there is no rebel alliance as of now. Right now, things are rough for regular folk. So people go and hide on the outskirts of the galaxy and try to make a living on their own terms, and that is exactly what this game is set around. So, as I said before, you guys are aboard your ship, the Taika, a YT-2400 freighter. You are joined with a few compatriots. Firstly is
Picked up dudes.
R4D... What did I name this dude?
Hey.
it changes every time.
It's
Yeah, but it's
Artie.
No, it's Artie.
But his official,
You
like name is
Oh.
R4.
It was lost to time. His name's Artie.
Yeah, whatever. They call him Artie. I feel like I need for consistency. I need to come with a real name. I'm taking my pencil. I'm writing down.
It's a model.
His name is R4. He's an R4 unit. D6. Because I like D6s. All right, R4D6.
Cool.
That's it.
Hey, at least I'll remember it.
Yeah.
That's true.
That is true.
So R4D6.
But we call him Artie because he's our favorite asshole.
His nickname is
and-
Artie. Now, the thing about
Love that guy.
Artie is that he's a droid that was a package deal when our friend Ryder bought her ship. So he was a package deal because the owner wanted to get rid of him because he is a bad boy. He has the central
He tried to kill us already.
yes. He has the central programming of a Imperial torture probe droid. So basically,
To be fair, when he tried to kill us, that was Hayes' fault.
partially, he took things into. He took a few creative liberties with his approach. But yeah, so
Definitely.
so basically, he is a sadistic and hot-spirited droid, but he is very effective at what he does when he listens. So they're joined by another droid, a 3D4K, who is he's kind of a secretary droid. He's think of C-3PO, but he doesn't really look like that very much. It doesn't really matter. You can look it up. But he was on a facility that they were inspecting for their job. However, the facility was destroyed, and he was saved by them. And they are also joined by one miner who worked on the facility, and she has not been. You have not asked her name yet.
As
Who I
in
saved?
someone. No, you told us her name, but a minor, as in someone who mines, not a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we got
Yeah,
multiple
You
times.
definitely said her name.
We did.
Really?
I made it.
I
That's
can check.
because I made it off the top of my head. Because she was the only one that survived, and I didn't expect her to survive, so I didn't name her.
New name.
New name.
New name.
New name. Her name is Star Wars name.
Do you need help?
Her name is Tally.
Tally. Gotcha.
That's a Mass Effect.
No, it's Tallie in my head.
Oh, in your head?
Yeah.
Then never mind
Her
that.
name is Tally. She's working. She's a brawny woman who was working on the mines that you guys were inspecting before they went kaboo. So you guys have you've been intercepted by. This is where the game actually begins. You were fleeing the facility, and you've been intercepted. You have received a call and have been berated by the guy you were working for. He
Red Skeleton.
is not happy.
Oh my god.
He has the worst manners on the phone. Let me tell
He's
you.
not a nice boy. And he's hailing you on your computer. He was already talking to you, but I'm gonna.
Nah, he hung up and was ready to fight.
You guys
Yeah,
were-
he was
You guys are
pissy.
receiving another transmission.
We're all going to die.
I don't answer.
I'm going to jump out the side of the ship and take my chances there. You guys can figure this out.
You can.
Look, Zal, I don't think that's a good idea, but I'm not going to stop you. Look, I know you keep saying that, but it's like with that thing where you say you can do a backflip, but then you don't actually ever do a backflip.
I still can't do a backflip.
Meanwhile, the phone is ringing.
The phone, the star phone.
I'll answer it. Kid picks up the transmission.
He says, "Do you have any last words before I eviscerate you?"
Now, it's really weird for you to hang up on us and then call us again and threaten us again.
He says,
but
well,
for the sake of civility, I will say, we would like for you to not shoot us, please.
He says, "Do you know how much money I had in that facility that you destroyed?"
Not enough to sustain a collect call, I suppose.
I'm gonna step. Zal's gonna step in.
Time rewind. You didn't say that.
Insta death.
We all die.
Goodbye, everybody. That was a good game.
I don't think you have any money.
Well, I did have more than I don't have as much as I would like now because all of my money was in that facility.
You huffing and puffing. You seem like you're wealthy, but I think maybe you're just you're all hot air.
Is it a good time to be asking him this?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Ryder's gonna chime in real fast.
Before you can chime in real fast, he
Hold my arms.
He doesn't like hearing that. He says, "Very well. I suppose those can be adequate last words," and he hangs up.
No! Kid, damn it! Oh my god!
Ryder, I need you to make a
reverse psychology in him into showing us his stuff or whatever, like his train collections, whatever he's got.
Can I pick up the communicator and try to call him
before
back?
anything.
Well, he'll probably call back in a couple seconds.
Ryder, I need you to make a vigilance check, please.
Okay, awesome. Hold on.
Vigilance check.
I gotta stop fidgeting with my keys. If you guys notice, by the way, audience, if you guys hear any weird sound effects, we are recording this from states away across the United States. We are on our computers. If you hear any keystrokes or strange noises or our voices aren't as clear as you'd like, I'm sorry, that's kind of just how it is.
You're gonna have to get over it.
It's our best we got.
Some of us are from the future.
Alright, so roll that vigilance check. It's gonna be...
Okay, how many challenge dice?
It's gonna be purple. So also, audience... we are playing Edge of the Empire, the Fantasy Flight RPG system. If we speak in any terms that you don't understand, I'm going to be trying to cut out anything like, oh, we have to roll our blah 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 and our blah blah points. Like, we're going to keep it as simple as possible so you guys don't need to worry about the mechanics, but I will explain things here and there.
On that topic, Marcus,
yes.
You have the force points laid out?
I was literally just about to do that. We forgot to roll our force points, so... before I make you do this vigilance check, let's roll our force die. Before each session in Edge of the Empire, we have to roll a force die to decide the fate of this session. And with those points, we can influence the game. So Dan just got a dark side point. Tosh just got 2 light side points, which we will be pulling in.
Tosh got 2 good boy points.
10
Yeah, go for it.
10 D points.
1 dark side point. It was close to another. It was close to 2 white.
If you're ever confused by any terms, just view them as midichlorians. They don't matter.
Microchlorines.
The midichlorian is the powerhouse of the cell.
So basically, the way this is going to work is that they have accumulated now light side and dark side points, and that pool never changes. They can use a light side point to give themselves an advantage in a situation. Say, we really need to fix the hyperdrive, and let's use a light side point to help us do that. It's basically for narrative purposes. However, alternatively, I can use dark side points to make the game more narratively interesting in negative ways. I can make things bad happen to them with those dark side points. However, when either of us use one of those points, it is flipped and changed to the other color. So if they use a light side point, that means it turns into a dark side point. I can use it. If I use it, it turns back to a light side point. And so on and so forth.
It's like the bank.
Just like the bank. That's nothing like the bank.
Just like the bank.
The bank stealing your hard-earned light side.
Your hard-earned rubles.
Not trusting kid with my finances.
So anyway, now that we have that, roll that vigilance check.
That was great.
In this game, we have weird symbols on these dice. It looks like you succeeded, however, there is something bad. Okay, so you succeeded in your
boy.
check. However, something negative has happened.
Cool.
You notice
Apparently, I don't get to find that out yet. Or...
you notice that a jamming beacon is going out.
Oh, shit.
However, you don't quite know what that means for your ship.
Probably that it's gonna jam it.
Yeah, oof. Okay, there's not really anything to be done about that, though, right? It's just...
We try to shoot
I
it
can't
off.
answer.
Yeah.
Can we?
Cool.
I will
Try
say,
to
I will let
escape,
you know.
or-
Since you guys don't know Star Wars as good as me, I should probably be more clear. Your computer's equipped with your ship's equipped with a computer that can jam, counter jam, hack things, use scanners to scan for other ships or life forms. All sorts of things. The ship can do all sorts of stuff. Basically, experiment with the mechanics and the narrative ideas possible, and see what you can do in situations like this.
Yeah, can I counter jam them and just see what happens, or just to try and cancel out the effect?
Make a
Or
computers check. Now,
The
Oh,
jammer
boy.
killed Zal.
since you did get a disadvantage on your vigilance check, I'm going to give you another difficulty die for this, so it's going to be a little harder for you to do.
Can I try to help her?
sick. This is definitely...
You can receive help from one person though, if, whoever's good at
All right,
computers.
Zal, help me out because know better at computers. I don't know. I don't know if that
Do I-
really
do I give
affects
her a
it.
boost?
Are you good at computers, Satch?
I am very smart, but I don't have any proficiency. In
All right, give her a
computers.
boost die then. So, with your check, you have indicated with 2 disadvantages. You've figured out that right now they're jamming your communications, and they are well, you've canceled their jamming. They're not jamming your communications. However, you have noticed that they're firing up their tractor beam.
This whole time, Kid, while they're doing that, Kid is like sauntering over to the gun.
Okay, with like holding his belt, like doing like a cowboy walk, like I'm gonna show them
just
varmints.
gently walking. And you can tell me once I've reached it.
Okay.
I think Hayes would follow suit once she saw Kid moving to the guns.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay in the cockpit. Vaughn, is there any way we can escape, run, do something about this?
I mean, there's one way to find out, and yeah, I'm actually going to start turning the ship away to try and not away exactly. I'd actually probably like to go like almost past them.
Through them.
Okay. So
Yeah,
so the way
because then they'll take them a while to remaneuver.
the way this will work, when you guys are all on the ship, you have 2 guns, 1 computer, and 1 pilot seat. So there's a spot for everybody to do something.
I am gonna be on computer.
That can shuffle around. Someone wants to be on the computer, someone else wants to be on the gun, so on and so forth. But those are the designations on the ship for. There's other things you can do too, but that's basically the gist of it. Excuse me.
All right.
So, how do you want to avoid the tractor beam? Now the tractor beam.
Is it the big?
Since this ship
It's like
is significantly larger than yours, all 3 of these ships, they're
Yeah.
going to work in tandem to tractor you in. Now you can use the computer
Right.
to try and negate that, or
Okay.
you can try to you can do some really fancy flying.
Can we do a sort of mix where
Yeah.
like I'm trying to
Yeah,
negate
sure.
it as she's
Sure
flying?
can.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna start working on the computers. If you want to
Yeah.
start.
I have a question though, because we've got the one there's the 3 ships facing us, one really large one, and it's flanked on either side by smaller ones. Is it only the main one that's got the actual tractor beam, or?
Yeah. The other ones they're jamming you. The other ones firing up his tractor beam. They work in tandem. The other ships serve as support
Okay.
roles, and they also serve as additional firepower if need be.
I know there's not really an up and down in space, but could I basically go head on and then fly like up and over, basically? Okay,
Yeah,
I want to go up and over and go straight
No,
past
we're-
them.
Basically, we have like a small little ship that's facing a ship that's about 5 times as large as ours, and the 2 ones that are about half that
Yeah.
size.
So what you can do, when you're just say you want to outmaneuver them. That's it, and then we're gonna have you make a pilot check. However,
I will do that.
Satch, I'm gonna flip one of my dark side points, I'm gonna make this harder for you. So, as I just did there, audience, I've used one of my points to make this roll for him harder. To
roll that one. That one's really bad.
Yeah, that dice is like on its side. Yeah, reroll that one. The tractor beam was not counteracted by your efforts. However, let's see how the piloting check is. Is this your piloting check here?
Okay. Well, I haven't rolled yet. How many challenges do I need to use?
This is gonna be 4. Okay, so it looks like you succeeded with lots of disadvantages.
Cool.
So,
all right. So
you have avoided getting tractored in right now. However, you don't have a significant advantage. The speed of your ship is I'd say full speed. Oh, my mom's calling. I'll talk to her later. She's probably asking about that cat that I got. Okay, so the speed is you're going full speed, but there is like a afterburner. Like you can fucking punch it, but it will risk straining the ship and yourself. I'm gonna have you take 2 mental strain.
Okay.
And you are also you're not basically escaped, but you have not been tractored. You basically you did like a fucking barrel roll and a swoop-de-loop, but you haven't escaped the scenario.
Okay.
Zal, I need you to make a vigilance check. Audience members, the way that
I give Von Ryder a
no, hold on to it, save it for now.
Okay, sorry.
Can you wink?
Yeah, you actually
Is that physically
you don't have eyelids.
I sort of look over her.
You just look and your
down.
face doesn't change at all, but you think you're winking.
Just say wink out loud. I'll totally
Yeah,
get
you just
it.
look at her and say wink.
Oh man.
So you audience, I will let you guys know. I keep calling them audience. To the viewers at home.
To our loyal viewers.
When you roll a die in this game, it's not like in D&D where it has 1 to 20, chance of success. In this game, you have symbols. So you have symbols of success, symbols of failure, symbols of despair, and symbols of triumph. So success and failure are pretty straightforward. It means you did it or you didn't do it. However, triumph means that you did it, but there's a little advantage. You might, it doesn't always mean you did it. Like, you can fail and get, like, an advantage. So it means that, like, oh, I fucked up, but I have a little bit of an advantage in this situation. I'm not totally screwed. However, you can also succeed and something bad can happen. You can succeed and, lose time doing what you were doing. Or, you can get stressed out. There's health in this game. There's a mental strain in this game. If you max out on either of them, you pass out from, different things happening to you. So this game's very deep, but like I said, we're going to go through it as we play so you guys don't get overwhelmed listening to it.
This situation is not remediable, right? I think we sort of erased...
I don't see this as being one that we shoot ourselves out of.
No.
We gotta
I think we
run.
can face those shits.
I'm not even certain we can run out of
I
this
need
one.
I need Ryder to make a vigilance check now.
I am so glad that I have proficiency in that.
I like how there's just nothing out here. Like, we're all living, no one's noticed anything in space.
You guys Ryder,
are you talking about?
Ignorance really is bliss, I gotta tell
in
you.
space, he means to say in space no one can hear you scream.
In space, no one can see.
Your ship's taken damage. You've been fired upon now.
Ah, shit.
So basically, these giant ships have now begun firing upon you. You also did get
Let's
a
go.
despair. I'm going to need some more bad stuff happen to you.
What does that mean? Oh gosh.
Your ship has been hit, and your systems are now compromised.
Oh gosh.
Zal,
No.
you notice that once you guys have been hit, your whole ship shakes. It rattles violently.
Should we try to recontact them? I could try to be more diplomatic this time.
Hayes is gonna shoot.
Oh,
Hayes,
I think the time for diplomacy's
Hayes,
over.
make a
It's-
gunnery roll for me.
Oh, fun. I forgot that I even had to roll stuff. Give me, like, a super hot second.
While she's about to attack,
God, it's 100
Zal,
points.
you noticed that once the ship got hit, the computer started fritzing a little bit.
Whoa.
Oh, boy.
This is not good.
Okay, that's there. There you go. Murky.
So you did hit, and you brought an advantage. So
We killed the ship. Game over. We won.
you fired upon him. However, the damage that your ship can do was not enough to damage the ship.
What?
Told y'all we're not shooting our way out of this. I mean, we can shoot ourselves out of this.
We're gonna shoot
I'll
ourselves
go
in
last.
the foot if we're not too careful.
I also, you guys still, they're still trying to tractor beam you, so I need Zal to make a computers check to counteract that.
Oh, thanks, Marcus.
Okay, so you succeeded in countering the jamming or the tractor beam somehow.
There might be a way around this. We don't have an escape pod or nothing, right?
You do have many escape pods on this ship.
Why don't we why don't we send a representative in the escape pod through the tractor beam? That way somebody can get there first and maybe defuse the situation a little bit. Now I'm thinking it could be maybe me. And I can go ahead and say that maybe you guys have taken me hostage.
Doctor.
As you guys...
No, I can't do it. I was already on the phone.
As you guys are discussing this, I need Ryder to make a piloting check to avoid getting shot.
Sweet. Okay. Hold
Yeah,
on.
we're getting shot at. We can't.
And while you also are talking about this, the woman that you have saved is going to walk into the cockpit. She has woken from her grievous gunshot wounds from the last session.
What's her name, Marcus?
Tally.
Oh, I've written it down. It's Tally.
Okay, good.
She's coming to the cockpit as the ship shakes violently, and she's like, What's going on here? Also, you have failed that piloting check, so you guys are going to get hit.
No! What is with my piloting checks?
block
Need
it.
to go.
Your ship has taken more damage, significant damage now.
Wait, Marcus, I think you didn't hear me. I said I block it.
Okay, sorry. The droid jumps out and he deflects it with his lightsaber. So yeah, you at this point your hyperdrive has been disabled.
Oh,
And-
cool. Yeah.
There we go.
Ryder's
That's
freaking
it.
out.
Now we
There's one
can
more
go.
bad thing. Your computer has been disabled. You are not able to communicate anymore.
Cool.
Did Zal just blue screen?
So do our like comm links to each other still work, or
Yeah,
is it just
they're
that
just
we
like
can't
walkie-talkies.
communicate with the
Yeah, they
ship?
don't. It's just the computer on the ship.
Those are radio.
Oh my god.
Anything powered by the ship is. If we take what's her name, Tally up there. We have one representative go with her as a prisoner. We can at least buy some time and figure out some arrangement. Anybody who's good at improv should head up there.
Tally says, "I'm not going up there at all. You don't understand what he's gonna do. He's gonna torture us, and he's gonna kill us, and he's gonna throw our bodies into empty space."
You're being very non-constructive. You were
That's
blaming
only
us for
if you
stuff
make it
30
to
seconds
the
ago,
trip over.
and now you're telling us that whatever we're gonna do
She says,
not gonna.
"Why don't we just call him? Can we call him?"
Hey Zal, is the computer working?
You look at the computer, and it's basically just
Yeah, kid already knew. He just wanted to ask
sparks.
for
Sparks are flying out of
dramatic
it.
tension.
Can we use a light side point to try to get Artie to fix communications?
I'd rather have him fix our hyperdrive.
I feel like
Oh,
he'd
good
respond
point.
better to dark side points.
Yeah, let's be real.
You definitely can. Yeah, you can. You want to flip one?
Artie,
do
However,
that.
you have to convince him to do it.
Artie,
What?
I will let you stab somebody if you fix the hyperdrive.
I look over to
You
Ryder.
don't even have to flip the dark side point, or you don't have to flip the light side point. He immediately wheels over to
Oh.
and he beeps to you. He says, "I get to pick who," and then
That's okay. That's not part
His
of the deal.
head- his
but
head whirs-
We'll talk about this
his
later.
head spins around.
We'll talk about
his head
this later.
spins around, and he, as best as a droid can do, he eyeballs Zal, the doctor.
Hey there, guys. I hope you're enjoying this first episode so far. A lot of it just sets up the stage for the adventure ahead, and most of the crazy action's going to be in the next episode, but I hope this is a good taste of what's to come. Normally, I'll be putting sponsors or ads in the middle section here, but since this is the first episode, I'll just say some stuff that you can do to enjoy the show a little easier. I have just been informed that the show is on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play, so go ahead, subscribe to one of those. All of those, I don't care. Whatever you want to do, as long as you're watching it, I'm happy. I know at the beginning of the show I said it was going to be on SoundCloud, but at the last minute I decided not to put it on SoundCloud because I kind of got angry at SoundCloud. It's a long story, don't worry about it. Like I said, this is going to be the only episode that's going to be on our YouTube channel. If you want to enjoy the rest of the series, you have to go to one of those other places. A lot of you guys told me to put this on something other than iTunes, so I hope with all of these options, there's something that works for everyone. This show is going to be coming out every other week, and if you guys have any feedback for us, just send it to us on Twitter at CosmoVarietyHR. We recorded the first 4 or 5 episodes ahead of time, so some of your feedback might not be put into effect right away, but send it anyway so we can have it. And by the way, if any of you guys are worried about some of the plot details you missed in the first stream, trust me when I say that most of that stuff doesn't really matter in the long run. Don't get too caught up in the details, alright? Alright guys, that's it. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Peace out.
I leave the room. I just leave the room.
So he wheels back. He wheels back to where the hyperdrive was. He says, "I can handle this," and he goes to get to work.
Okay.
He says,
All right.
"He says, make sure we don't die."
Yeah. Can I do some more outmaneuvering and try and weave a way and around the ships? There's no asteroids or any other things floating near us in space,
Not
right?
here.
It's just empty. Okay.
Where you are right now, before that, Tally pulls out something from her pocket and she says, "Well, if the computer's not working, I can call him on my communicator."
Oh my god.
She's like,
That would have been nice
she's like,
to
"I'm
know
sorry,
earlier.
I just
like,
woke up. I'm still really hurt. I'm really doped up from whatever that doctor gave me."
bitch, so am I. Look at this. I got stabbed because of you.
She's like, "Wait, you've been magically healed from the last session. I don't know what you're talking about." So she pulls out her
Cool, I'm seeing
She pulls out her
things.
communicator and she calls him and takes a second. And you notice that the ships have stopped firing for a moment, and he answers and he says, "What do you want?"
You realize you're talking to your own
I forgot
character.
it's
She
me.
needs to
I forgot I'm the one talking to myself.
I was gonna shout something for the back.
I will yank the
I'm not
phone
even
from her
gonna-
hands.
All right,
but-
yeah, yank it from her hand, so I don't have to do 2 characters right now.
All right. Okay, look. Please ignore the asshole from earlier. He's new.
I'm better than you.
Shut up. Shut up. Okay.
Please be
Look,
brief.
I apologize for the miscommunication, but what you don't realize is there were rogue droids that were the direct cause of your whole base going down. Like they sabotaged all of the storm generators, specifically throwing a coup against any organic, anything. And so we had to take them out in order to try and salvage the facility. Unfortunately, couldn't make it in time. So, yeah.
You'll
that's,
never send me
use-
to him.
Use info as sort of like as a if you kill us, we don't have the proof.
He says, he says, "You don't understand. I believe you, but the fact of the matter is, I still don't have my money, and you're not going to give it to me, so our business is concluded.
Okay, so how about a payment plan? Like, is there...
I send
layaway?
Wait. Listen, for 3 easy payments of $59.99, you two cannot get murdered. For a brief moment, you notice that these ships, their weapons are poised. They are you're kind of like above them, basically. Like you're like floating above their ships, but they're like kind of like angled around you with their battleships.
Oh gosh.
Their weapons are now priming again, and for the briefest moment, you guys start to think of plans that you can do to get out of here. However, once that happens, from behind you, 3 more ships warp in.
What?
3 even larger ships warp in
Whoa.
from hyperspace.
just like I planned. This whole time I was sending out an SOS.
Immediately, these ships start firing upon the ships that you are engaged in. However, I need Ryder to make a piloting check to avoid the crossfire.
Okay, how many challenge
This
dice?
is gonna be 3.
I run back into the room.
Now,
Those
I
are
will
some
warn you.
big
I am definitely going to
boys.
warn you. You guys are at such a critical stage, in like your ship took so many hits that if you fail this check, your ship is probably not going to make it.
Oh no, guys, no, I'm so much... Oh, shit. Is
Can
there
we do a
a...
light side point then?
Light side
Yeah.
point, get people to help
Yeah.
You succeeded, however.
you. Oh my god.
A few disadvantages. Among this firefight, you are unable to discern left from right, up from down, east from west, whatever is space directions.
That's illogical.
Yeah, either way, you don't know where the fuck you're going, but you have not gotten hit. You just know that you have done whatever evasive maneuvers you can to avoid any more damage to your ship.
Holy shit.
However,
Ryder is freaking out.
However, on the bright side, Artie comes back and he says, I can't fix the hyperdrive, but I managed to fix the computer.
Okay.
He says, I'm working on it. He says, I need more time.
I have a fire extinguisher in my hand, and I'm sort of on the opposite side of the room as Artie.
And then you hit him with it.
Marcus, I have a question. What would it take for me to, like, as soon as we see these ships, we don't recognize any particular allegiance from them,
You can try to inspect them for such.
That's
I would
what
like
I
to
thought.
as well.
Yeah.
How
So
would
what-
you like to do it? Underworld intelligence.
Perfect.
I have proficiency in that. Can I also make a check?
How
can't
interchangeable
because
is
you
Streetwise?
are unable to because you are very much focused on piloting. You are, like I said,
Okay.
you're disoriented from this exchange right now.
Yeah,
I
but
can
she's
try to
looking
with
at
my-
him.
She's
Yeah,
literally
your
not.
knowledge of things.
Imagine basically
Okay.
spinning out in your car. You're not gonna be able to be like, oh, that's a
All
Honda
right, fair
Accord
enough.
over there, you know?
yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay, you did it.
Wow.
Wahoo!
Tell
me what I know.
You notice that the insignia on the large flagship is that of the Lunar Fang, the gang that he works for.
What?
Oh shoot.
Do you convey
Okay.
that info to the rest of us, or?
Yeah, okay, so I'm
she's
gonna
just,
get on
she
the
looks just like,
comms.
huh, and then
Huh, interesting. Hazel's gonna get on the comms and she's gonna relay that information, and she's gonna be like, those are the big boys. This guy is dumb and doesn't know how to run his own facility. We need to pretend that we are with the big boys. We should just scoot on over there and just like
That's
try
not
to
gonna
blend
work.
in. Just blend in.
He's gonna sell us out.
Nah, he's got bigger things to worry about right now, literally.
Okay. Is
Ow.
there oh shit. Is there a...
I think we should hide. To clarify, I think we should hide behind their skirts. I think we should just go behind those ships and just chill.
I agree with that. Is there any kind of you know how in like ship and like Wayfaring and stuff like that, like they have, you know, specific flags to give off specific signals and whatever, be like, oh
yeah,
hey,
like waving flags.
we're not
Yeah,
Oh, like SOS, like we're
Sorta.
gonna.
like there's SOS, there's, you know, like a
What
white
do you want to
flag light.
communicate?
That's what I'm asking, is if there's even any kind of system like that. Like, is there a signal that I can be putting off?
I'm sure it would just be comms, right? Like
just hanging outside
your
there.
ship comes with kind of like a code on it that is sort of like that, yeah, but you would have to, your computer would have to be working, and it just fired up, so you can try to communicate with anybody you want now that it's working.
Okay.
So we could
Well-
paint ourselves the victim of his idiot.
Yeah.
But we are.
Idiotness.
Which we are.
We
Yeah.
are. That is the
And
truth.
They obviously do not like what's going on any more than we do for whatever reason. We don't know why they're mad at him. So if we just paint ourselves as a victim, maybe put out an SOS.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also really like generous of a criminal organization giving us
That's
the benefit
true.
of the doubt.
We have to hope that maybe the reason they don't like him is because they're more honorable.
While you guys are discussing this, since Ryder's not really able to discuss this, I'm not gonna let her come up with any ideas.
Yeah.
I need you to make. Give me a sec. I'm looking at the skills. There's one thing. Make a discipline check for me, please.
Who?
Ryder.
Okay.
I already have my whips out. Do I get a bonus?
What? Why are there more ships?
Oh my
That's
god.
Holy shit.
Now there are five
two
on each
perps.
side, by the way, for the audience watching.
Yeah, I'll explain that in a moment. 2 perps, please. You have succeeded, but with disadvantage. I'm gonna give you 2 points of.
Yeah, because Kid is saying all these weird things on the comm that I don't understand.
That wasn't Kid's voice. That was
Add
Dan's
3
voice.
points of mental stress, and you have now gotten your bearings.
Oh.
You know exactly where you are right now.
Okay.
So okay, but
Let me
you said
see.
she can't make plans, but
She can
we
talk
could
to you guys. She can talk
suggest.
to you guys then.
No,
Yeah.
I
I
can
was just
talk
doing
now,
that to
but
make
it's
sure she could talk to you guys. But while you guys are discussing the plan,
Well, we already listen. I want to be fair. I did already do my spiel, so I think now is
Yeah.
just the time for her to decide where she's
Yeah.
flying.
yeah. No, I'm going to.
I think we should get out of this as soon
Yeah.
as possible.
basically,
All
Get
of
out of
this.
the firefight
your
altogether.
computer's working now. While you guys are among this, you've noticed that these two factions are focused almost entirely on each other. Your hyperdrive still isn't
Exactly.
working.
Right.
The only
We could try to
the
fix
only
that.
location you have that you could go to, quote unquote, is the planet that you just left, which you guys are above right now. I forgot to mention that. While
Isn't that planet gone?
no, the planet's there. The facility on it's gone. You didn't blow. You,
Oh, I
you didn't blow up
imagined
the planet.
I imagined an end of Star Wars explosion. I'm
Yeah, no,
sorry.
not this time. It kind of imploded too, so it wasn't even when you guys were there. It wasn't.
Gross.
Oh yeah. So yeah, while you guys are discussing this, two more ships have warped in from either side. However,
my
on my
God.
models, I only brought these models with me. The two that came in on Red Warren's side, the bad guy you guys are fighting, they're smaller freighters, like they're smaller transport ships, and out of them are coming little
Snow
little
speeders.
itsy-bitsy-
Little teensy ones.
Out of them are
Oh my
coming
gosh.
starfighters from those are now
What?
coming
Okay.
GTFO.
All right. So
But alternatively, the same thing is happening on the other side.
To our ship. Little tiny ones are coming out of
Yeah.
ours. Gotcha.
Like a
Yeah,
smush
I-
spider.
is there any way that I can be trying to outmaneuver and fly up and out of the plane? Because they're all kind of on a similar plane. I know that's partially because they're on a board, but they're all focused entirely on each other. I'd like to shoot my ship straight up and out of that, and try and hail the people who just popped in at
okay,
the same
so
time. Is that
imagine
possible?
in your head, I'm gonna try to paint the picture of how this looks to you. As far as you are concerned, above you, it's more like he's above him, hovering above, perpendicular
Okay.
to him being down here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or
Either way, they're focused on each other, whether they're above and
Yeah.
below each other or
They are.
across or whatever. I want to just shoot out of the crossfire range,
Okay, you wanna-
basically.
you wanna
I don't
leave the
want to be
crossfires.
between them.
Shortest
okay.
path.
Yeah.
Make a piloting check.
After she does that, I guess, can I try to communicate with the other
Yes.
side?
Roll 2 purples for that one, and you can just communicate. Do you want to call them? Doesn't matter because
yeah,
when the second you get to the computer, you were receiving a call.
Well,
All right.
You guys want me to answer?
I answer then.
You see you see a human male face on the communicator. He appears to be in a tiny
course.
cockpit, and he says, "All right, I need you to get to the big ship for me."
That's the one on the bigger one,
But-
right? The cooler one.
Yeah, you idiot, get to it! And he cuts off right now.
Okay, sorry.
He just cuts off.
Okay.
Can we get to the bigger ship, please?
Yeah, I'm on my way. Did I succeed this piloting check? I succeeded.
Literally, all you got was one success, so you made it. You've
Okay,
basically you've ended up away from the crossfire and kind of over to where these two frigates are over here.
But not
Okay.
the ship that we're aiming
You were
for.
just getting out of the way. The ship that you're aiming for
Yeah.
is kind of in the smack of it.
Now we're gonna veer around.
Now
Right.
you can basically effectively go where you want as long as you don't go back in the fight.
I just want to experience what it's like out there. You know, I just want the thrill. I want to go back out there. You
Yeah,
know,
go
see what's
get
up. Dip my toes in the water.
So you are being hailed now by the larger ship.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm down to pick up the phone for that. I want to know who this
So
is.
Captain-
So you are now met with a Twi'lek is looking at you, and she says you probably want to be docking in our ship now.
Is that a euphemism?
Identify.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it was very, very kind of you. May I ask who this invitation is on the behalf
Well,
of?
it's on behalf of the Lunar Fang clan.
I see.
And I would like to say
right.
you all have done a fantastic job. Thank you.
What?
A job at what?
Well, I'll explain once you get over here safely, because by the looks of things, your little freighter has seen better days.
Yeah. We'll
As she
right
says
away.
that, there's an explosion from behind you, and you hear Artie do the little droid. Wow!
Screaming.
I love that.
Ryder's like, okay, yeah, we'll be right there, and she's like hanging up. She's got like a tear welling in the corner of her eye.
So
Kid walks up and says, "I have a great feeling about this, and it's not a trap."
those are your Star Wars catchphrases. I have a great feeling about this. This is not a trap.
This is not a trap.
Hayes is gonna like patch in and be like, should I be shooting someone?
No, Hayes, get off
Shoot
her
me.
back.
So you guys, you pilot your ship gingerly through this thing. You end up to this large battleship.
Gingerly implies this really hilarious sort of like light, fluffy
Tiptoeing.
music playing. Tiptoe through the window.
Literally,
while there's
explosions, people dying,
explosions in the background.
dozens of starships. So yeah, you guys dock at this ship. They allow you to go through their docking bay. This is
We don't even have to roll for docking. That's sweet.
hey.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it, man.
So you guys end up in the ship. Once you get into this ship, and you park, your ship seen better days. It's chugging along basically. Once you land,
It creaks to a stop. It goes.
landing in this cargo bay, you see that other fighters are leaving your ship, like leaving this giant battle station, basically flying out to join the fight. Some people are returning with their ships partially destroyed. There's a lot of pandemonium going on right now. But among this pandemonium, a cyborg human, a man with basically no face, a respirator in his mouth and cybernetic eyes.
Fucking sick.
Yeah, I
He
was
comes
like,
up to you.
hey, that's hot.
Have you guys seen the Plinkett review? Where they're like, "What's wrong with your face?" With the lady in episode 1.
No.
No, I
So
haven't.
basically, he just has his facial organs replaced with cybernetic parts. Anyway, he
Big deal. I was made that way.
well, Dan, that's droid privilege. Okay, so
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Before you continue, I'm assuming, so we've pulled to a stop and opened up, and do we have like a moment to ourselves inside the ship before we
Yeah.
leave? Can we have like a moment
Yeah.
A
to,
little
a
pray.
powwow.
before we open the doors to like, we could open the doors to any sorts of sight, so I think we would probably reconvene
Yeah.
a little nervously at the front door, essentially.
So as you guys park, Tally's actually going to come up, and she's carrying 3D, who you've deactivated.
Oh right, we never
Yeah.
turned him back on.
I've been waiting for a minute to
No, we
reintroduce
don't-
him, and it just
We
didn't
don't
happen.
need to reintroduce him to this chaos
She
yet.
carries him, and she says, "Is this the droid from the mining facility?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you two are the only survivors.
She thinks to herself, and she says, where are we now? What's going on?"
Well,
We're not getting fired at, and you know what? That's what's important.
She,
Kid is going to pray to earthen Christian God.
he prays to Yahweh. So
All right.
You actually can't say
oh,
that.
you're right. Sorry.
okay. So, Ryder just, she grabs the head of the droid that
Ooh, good idea.
led the resistance thing. Not the resistance, but you know,
The guy who
Evie.
caused all the problems.
yeah,
that
Evie. Thank you.
Killmonger.
Yeah, grabs Evie's head. Is Tally good to carry 3D, or is she just
she's
bringing him up
very
to the
weak
front?
right now. She was kind of just like
I carry Tally carrying 3D.
make a brawn check. I don't think you can actually fail. Let me see if it's this one. All right, you can't fail. So
Okay.
yeah, but you do have disadvantage. You realize that she was heavier than you thought, and you were trying to look cool, and that kind of hurt your own.
I wasn't trying to look cool.
It kind of hurt your own internal pride. You've received 2 mental strain.
That doesn't
Okay.
seem true to my
Then
character.
you decide.
He doesn't like do that. Okay, so I think that maybe I've like shifted something in my gears. So like now my arms are going to be stuck in holding position.
I like this. I like this better.
So I was able to lift them fine, and then I keep it to myself, but I cannot put my arms back if I tried. I am locked.
I agree with this. I agree with this. This is actually good. So yeah, you guys.
Oh, I love that.
You guys. You leave the. Do you leave the ship now?
Door opens.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Vaughn.
So you guys,
We're both gonna open the
your
doors
door
together.
opens.
I'll stand in front to try and hopefully keep people not really shielded, but you know, like kind of behind me.
Yeah.
So you guys all exit the ship. Artie says, "Wait, do you want me to stay or what? What do you want me to do?"
Yeah,
Please
you
stay.
no, you
Please
stay.
Please stay.
He says,
Stay and fix the hyperdrive,
"He says
please.
I can help."
Exactly like last
He
time.
says, "Like I
Nope.
helped before."
Yeah, no. See, here's the thing.
We appreciate you, Artie, but
This is my wheelhouse. You know that stabbing later. It's gonna be great. Just stay here and fix that hyperdrive. All right.
He beeps happily and he whizzes back into the ship.
I'm not looking forward to getting stabbed later. I'm not gonna lie.
Also, I'd like to point out I love that Dan keeps being like character voices and then talking his normal voice, and then I've done the same thing now. Writer's voice is just lapsing into mine.
You guys are sort of you guys are doing it.
We gotta just get used to it. That's all.
So
All right, Marcus.
you guys you get up. Everybody walks off the ship except for Artie, who stays there. Cyborg Man walks up to you. He looks at you guys and says, "You guys you look kind of hurt."
Yeah,
Just
you
a
feel
bit.
like shit.
This one needs medical attention. She points at Tally.
Yeah. So you go over there, please. One of the technicians goes up to you and he goes into your control panel in your chest, and both of your arms have fallen off. They have.
Oh no! And both
All
those
right.
two people.
Let me see. I think I can roll for this. Can I roll cool for like an actual like cool thing, or
you can just do a cool thing. Cool is not like
okay?
being cool.
I want to attempt to tip my hat without using my hands. To just like sort of like nod my head forward so that my cowboy hat comes down
ma'am.
You mind putting those back for me?
A technician puts the arms back on, but they are now locked downward. Right. Again, like my commander said, you guys did great. It was amazing what you did. You brought him out of hiding. We got a few good shots off on him already. Can you see? And he like pulls up a little data pad of kind of like it looks like a wire map of what's going on. He's like, oh, it's great, but you can tell that like through his cybernetic eyes, he's definitely seeing more information than you guys can see. And he looks, as far as you can tell from his limited facial expressions, he seems giddy.
Hold on, Hayes is
sure.
no. Hayes is gonna jump in before you because I think she would have the suspicion that you, as the pilot, are gonna feel inclined to tell them the truth, where she is not so inclined. So she's gonna. I guess I'm gonna do like some sort of maybe bluff.
Yeah, make a bluff check. First, say what you want to say. Then we'll see if it needs a check.
I'm just gonna be like, I hope you appreciate that I was able to intimidate them and fire upon them without doing any damage. I didn't want to do any of your job for you. She wants to like claim everything as 100% on purpose.
He says, no, you guys, like I said, you did great. Your ship probably can't really do that much, good thing we brought the big guns, He says, your wounded friends will be taken care of. So I'm gonna have you guys come with me, okay?
So when I said that, when Hayes said that, I want that to be, it was more of me signaling to the rest of the team that I think we should play along, and I want to try to communicate that, especially to Ryder. Do I need to do anything secret to do that?
No, I mean, like, I picked up on that from just what.
All right, so Ryder gives me sort of like the eyebrows, or
she acknowledges that she gets what you're saying, like whether or not she takes
sort
it.
of looking between the two. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what she does with it, I guess.
And Kid walked out at the end of that conversation, so he didn't get any of that.
Hey, I was already gonna say, as soon as you join in, Hayes is gonna come over and sort of like grab your arms and try to fiddle with them because like I think she could tell that you're out of sorts.
Yeah. Normally I walk with a little bit more swagger than that.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we would have a private moment in which case I could communicate to you what just happened.
So he's leading you through the hangar. It's a very big hangar. This is a very large ship. Like I said, ships are coming in and out, like tinier starfighters are coming in and out of here. What appears to be a starfighter pilot runs up to this man and he says,
I trip him.
You do not. He says, while he's walking and talking to you guys, what appears to be a starfighter pilot runs up with his helmet and he says, Jack, I need some stuff right now. I'm about to head back out. And he says, all right, hold on. Give me a second. He goes into he has a little satchel at his side and he pulls out a little vial of something and he gives it to him and he says, all right, now, not all at once. You know how it is. And he pats him on the shoulder and says, thanks, man.
Oh, no.
And then the pilot goes and runs off to his ship to rejoin the battle.
I'm gonna waggle my eyebrows at Vaughn, like...
You don't have eyebrows!
He turns back. He turns back and he says to you guys, hey, you guys need any stuff? I know it's been pretty stressful out there.
Yeah,
Can I make a check to identify what this is by
Make a
look?
quick perception check.
Can I just take
Perception? Can I use some
First,
sort
it's
of
gonna be
underworld?
First, it's gonna be perception to see if you even saw it.
Yes, sir. What? What do you mean if we even saw it? You said we thought.
You saw him pull out a small little container of stuff. You didn't actually get to look at it.
Lucky me, I have decent perception. How many perps?
2 perps. I was gonna make you roll another check to figure out what it is. I'll just use the advantage to say you recognize it as glitter stim, a drug that it's basically like the crack cocaine of Star Wars, except very, very potent. It kind of just gives you hyper senses.
And as we know, crack cocaine is not potent.
It's you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's weak sauce.
The weak sauce.
Hey, says you just hand this out?
Well, hey, it helps the troops. It helps the troops. Yeah. When you're out there flying around, shooting people, it can get stressful. Okay, it helps.
I look down at Hayes.
I think I might take some glitter stone if you don't mind.
I look down at Hayes. He says it helps him.
He gives. he gives you some glitter stim. So.
Hell yeah! I got drugs.
Yeah, he asked for them.
Wait.
I wanted them.
So, okay, but does your character have an understanding of this, or is he just taking it to take it because he wants his nerves?
He can take
calmed?
It's his character choice, so he whatever he wants.
No, but that's what I'm saying. What's his background? Is he naively taking this?
He was in a gang in an inner city.
He knows glitter stim. Yeah, he knows death sticks and glitter stim and all of them.
Zal probably fancies his entire dominion over chemicals to the point where he's like, drugs? Ha, weak.
Yeah, if anything, he knows more about them than anybody here.
Actually, can I,
I can't slap your hand down.
The Cosmonaut Variety Hour does not condone the use of any space drugs. We can do more of this later. We should probably we gotta go. Okay.
Let's keep moving.
Yeah, Ryder just stands there watching this whole exchange. He's like, look, I gotta drive home, so I'm not gonna take any, but I'll take some water.
He looks and he says, "What's water? This is Star Wars. There's no water in Star Wars. People don't drink water."
What?
What's Star Wars?
What are we drinking?
I got milk.
I got milk. I got blue milk. I don't have water.
He needs some milk.
We drink milk right from the titty from Star Wars land.
Right from the bantha titty.
So are we going to speak to the captain now? Or?
Yeah, of this ship. Yes, we gotta go talk to the commander, captain, whatever. Titles. Do they matter? Really? Do they? Let's go. He leads you guys through the ship.
All right.
Again, people are like running to and fro. Now you notice that while this ship is kind of well run, everybody seems to be kind of disheveled and dirty, but they are working effectively. Like they seem like scummy people, but they seem to be moving with purpose. You walk past a number of rooms with the doors shut. You can notice that some of them are living quarters, some of them are, it seems like basically a well furbished battleship. So he leads you through, and he leads you to the bridge of the ship after a bit of walking. And in this room, it opens up to a large bridge with a kind of like in you guys seen in Star Wars where like the Darth Vader's like walking on the walkway, and below him, like in the little trench of the walkway, are the people working. It's kind of like that. And there's people like to the sides also on computers working. And in this bridge, like it's up on the model. It's like up here on the top of the thingy. So it's like it's overlooking the entire battle through screens and through the windows and stuff. So there is the Twi'lek woman that called you earlier. She is standing, directing everybody, and she says, she walks up to you and she says, "Oh, you made it. You weren't blown out of the sky."
Yeah, surprisingly, I appreciated that invitation very much. Sorry that the call was a bit fast.
She says,
we didn't get a chance to make introductions.
She interrupts you. She says, "Darling, don't worry. I understand. It's a miracle you all made it." Cool. Now, this woman is a Twi'lek, as I explained. She has white skin. She says, she turns to Jack and she says, "Can you handle things here for a moment? Because I really would like to talk to them." And he says, I can try my best." And he walks up to take her spine. He says, "All right, guys, Dad's in charge while Mom's away." And he like nervously looks back at her, and she kind of just gives him the kind of this most straight face that you could possibly imagine. And he nervously laughs and he says, I was joking. That was just that."
I love it.
Anyway, and he starts barking orders as best as he can. So she she leads you guys outside of this room, outside of this large like battle bridge, and into down the hallway that you guys kind of came from, but she's leading you in a different direction. And she says, "Again, I cannot thank you enough for giving us this opportunity. We've been trying to get him out of hiding for so long."
Yeah, of course.
How exactly did you find him in the first place?
Oh, well, Red Warren has been doing some unscrupulous things behind our backs. The mine that you all were sent to investigate under his orders, it was not actually won in a Sabak game at all. He stole the deed from one of our other associates, and that has caused much tension between our factions, because he's been doing things like this for quite some time, and he thought he could pull one over on us, but thankfully you were here to bring him out of hiding. I think he knew exactly what was going on. We have sent many of our sleeper agents to try and infiltrate his ranks, but it doesn't work out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that sounds like some nice karma, because when we arrived, it looks like the facility had been some disrepair for quite some time, and the droids actually there rebelled. And I pull out the head of Evie.
She looks and says, "Oh my, that is ghastly," and she holds her hands out to take that to the head herself.
I mean, I don't see.
She takes it and she like stops and she like examines it and she says, "You say that he was what was he doing in the facility?"
Well, they murdered any organics on site. We were only able to rescue one.
She looks very amused when you say this. She says, "That? Quite a story. I did not think they had it in them." And she turns to Kid and she says, "No offense." And she hands you back the head. She says, "Well, it seems that things aligned quite perfectly for all of us."
Well, except for the droids, miss.
She chuckles. She says, "Yes." And she looks at you guys again. She says, "Now, I know this might be very overwhelming for all of you. This is a lot to take in. One second you have a job, hopefully to expunge any negative sides of your personal records. However, it didn't turn out to be quite what you hoped, and then your ship is being torn apart in deep space."
That would be what happened, yes.
Yeah, Ryder's wiping a tear and like turning away.
You did us a great favor, whether you meant to or not. So, we are willing to do the same for you. As you all may know, we are the Lunar Fang clan. We have many people working for us, all from different walks of life, different races, species, and she turns back to the bridge. She says, proclivities as well. I would like to offer you all the job that you were offered by Red Warren. I will, if you assist us, we can assist you. We can help you get power, fame, fortune, anything that you really require. as long as you do what we ask. Believe me, I know what it sounds like. We are not like those slithering huts. We are not any petty gangsters that you may have heard of, especially not like Red Warren, giving us a bad name with his... And she, like, shivers. She shivers.
She shitters.
She shivers. She shits her pants. She shivers through, and she says, either way, does this sound like something you all would be interested in? Again, if you don't want to, you are free to leave. I will not stop you.
And what about the job done?
Well, right now, I just need you to do one little weensy, teeny, tiny thing for me, right before I let you see our boss. And he tells you the bigger plan. I just need you to do one little thing.
What I meant is, what about the job we just finished?
Oh, well, that job, you didn't really finish it, did you? He
Well, when you welcomed us and said "great job," I imagined that we had done a great job.
And your
what is this?
Your reward for that is this great offer that I'm giving you. I would not give this to just anybody, but you all seem to be quite capable.
I look at Captain and I say, "Internships."
She actually chuckles at this and she says, "You have quite a funny droid with you."
Yeah, well, Kid's a valuable member of the team, and we wouldn't be here without him. So
she says, "Yes, of course."
I guess my main question is like, how long of a contract is this? Like, if we say yes,
well, as long as you don't do anything to slight us in any way, we will have no problem giving you what you need. And if you want out of the life of the underground, as it were, then we can surely work something out. As long as you, as I said, don't slight us, as Red Warren has foolishly done. And as she says that, actually, from the other side of the door, that you guys, like, in the hallway outside of where you were, the bridge, outside of, in that door, like, through the door, Jack pops his head through and he says, "Hey, we got him. What do you want? What do you want to do?" She says, right, prepare to board his main ship, and I'm gonna tell them the rest." And she points to you guys, and then she says, and then she kind of shoos him along. He's just like, "Okay, yeah," and he goes back in. And she says, "Right. So, as for that thing I need you to do for us, we have to go get some of the excuse me." She starts.
I'm all about ass, ma'am.
She says, "We need you to get some of the assets that he owes us." And foolishly, he seems to have brought all of his firepower out here with him. They should be done disabling the ships now, which means their life support is failing, and they should run out of air within about 15 minutes. So...
Well, that sounds wonderful.
Well, I'm sure you don't have...
How many of them are droids like me?
She looks and she says, "Probably not any like you in particular." And she looks at your weapons. She says, "There's definitely none like you." She moves on. She says, "Now I need you all to take your little freighter and go into one of the transport ships that Red Warren has brought. I need you to go in, and I need you to bring back the cargo that it has. Now, we have a lot of people working for us, but right now we are very, very low on freighters and cargo ships. So transferring goods back and forth, it is a bit difficult with what we've brought to the field here. We kind of just expected to blow them apart, but since we have smugglers with us, this is a perfect opportunity now."
All right, so you just need some delivery boys.
I just need you to go into one of the disabled freighters and bring back the cargo. We can handle the other three, the ones that are probably left.
Any intel on the nature of the cargo? Or are we gonna?
Well, the ones that warped in once we arrived, those are the ones that contain the most precious cargo. It contains weapons and goods that we have given Red Warren that he has, that we would like back. We want you to just go into one of them, bring all the crates back, and come to us. And that is it.
All right, cool.
Like I said, you shouldn't expect any opposition. They should be dead within 15 minutes from the lack of air and life support. And you should be able to just go in with your suits, bring the cargo back, and it should be as easy as that.
Can I hold on? real subtle, on the fly. But I want Hayes to use sense.
Okay, you can do this. Yeah,
on
you can
her.
Do that.
I need to roll
force?
for that?
I forgot you need your force die. Where's your white force die? So as you guys may remember or may not remember, Hayes is a force sensitive, but she is not trained. She only has slight attunement to the force.
Sort of almost inherent sort of stuff that she didn't even realize was
Yeah,
force.
she just thought everybody could do it, but these have given her an edge in certain situations. Now, go ahead and roll that die. If it's white, we can work with it. If not, we can't. All right, luckily, it is white. You have 2 force points to use for this like power, basically, and we're just going to use 1. What do you want to sense?
And then what it allows me to do is either sense all living things within a range of myself, or basically assess the current emotional state of one target. So I'm going to do the emotional state
To her?
on the slate.
Okay. So, you can sense, so she seems genuinely pleased with what has happened today, and she seems excited. She has no distrust for you guys in her heart right now.
Okay.
That's all you sense in her. There's something else there deep down that you can't quite grasp at, but you know that there's other emotions hiding underneath, but you don't quite know the extent of them.
It's love.
She had her heart broken many a moons.
Once you've done this, she says, "Right, so we've done some minor repairs on your ship. In about 5 minutes, you should be ready to go. Is this gonna work out? Is this okay?"
I'd say this is a great test run, yeah.
Wonderful. This is great. And she claps her hands together. She says, I really hope we can do business together.
The crew of the Taika are about to set out on a new job, but little do they know, things aren't quite what they seem. Tune in next time for the next explosive episode of Cosmonaut Tabletop.